If Manchester United do indeed complete the signing of Emiliano Martinez, the Argentine goalkeeper may first need to extend an olive branch to the loyal supporters at Old Trafford. The relationship between Martinez and United fans has been strained ever since that infamous encounter in 2021, when he danced provocatively in front of the Stretford end following Bruno Fernandes' penalty miss in added time, which handed Aston Villa a rare 1-0 victory at the Theatre of Dreams. Although Martinez did not physically save the penalty, he very much claimed psychological credit for the miss. In the moments before Fernandes struck the ball high over the bar, Martinez had cleverly attempted to rattle him by suggesting that Cristiano Ronaldo, rather than Fernandes, should be taking the spot kick. It was classic mind games, and they worked. Fernandes missed just his second penalty in 23 attempts for United, and Villa celebrated their first win at Old Trafford in over a decade. United supporters have also seen the other side of Martinez's combustible personality, the one that works in their favour. In the final game of last season, he was sent off after charging out of his box and clattering into Rasmus Hjlund. This duality in Martinez's nature, the fine line between bravery and recklessness, is something the coaching and recruitment team at United will no doubt assess carefully as they weigh up the pros and cons of bringing him in from Aston Villa. However, what will ultimately carry the most weight in United's decision is not his personality, but his shot-stopping prowess, an area where he is considered among the very best in the world. Despite a general trend in modern football that places significant emphasis on a goalkeeper's ability with the ball at their feet, Martinez stands out as a purist between the sticks. His primary concern remains keeping the ball out of the net, a trait that United have arguably been missing for some time. This is precisely why United should prioritise Martinez's signing after concluding their deal for Bryan Mbeumo. In Martinez, they would be acquiring a world-class shot-stopper, a player who has shown time and again that, when the pressure is at its peak, he delivers. While other goalkeepers may flatter to deceive with their footwork, Martinez offers something far more essential: security and steel behind the defence. When United opted to sign Andre Onana from Inter Milan in 2023, much of the conversation revolved around his ability with the ball at his feet. It was believed his arrival would finally allow Erik ten Hag to implement his preferred possession-based football. Yet, what many failed to examine was Onana's actual goalkeeping, specifically, his ability to keep the ball out of the net. Unfortunately, that oversight became glaringly obvious within weeks of his arrival. Onana's United debut at Old Trafford was memorable for the wrong reasons. He conceded from the halfway line against Lens in a pre-season friendly. His calamitous form continued into the Champions League, where blunders against Bayern Munich and both legs against Galatasaray were directly responsible for United's group stage exit. Since then, his tenure has been littered with high-profile errors, the most notable of which came during the Europa League clash with Lyon, where his on-pitch spat with Nemanja Matic seemed to rattle him further. Despite his reputation as a modern, ball-playing keeper, Onana's distribution has often proved a liability rather than a strength. His passes have frequently missed the mark, leading directly to opposition attacks or simply handing away possession. In one notable incident against Ipswich Town, a lack of communication between Onana and Patrick Dorgu led to a comically avoidable goal, the sort of error that draws groans rather than sympathy from supporters. These consistent failings have clearly frustrated manager Rubenamorim. After the Lyon debacle, Onana was benched, a clear message from the Portuguese tactician. When quizzed about whether he saw Onana as his long-term number one, Amorim's response was tellingly lukewarm: "We need to improve every position on the pitch." Not exactly a glowing endorsement of his first-choice goalkeeper. Towards the season's end, reports emerged that Amorim had begun to adjust his tactical setup to mitigate Onana's shortcomings. No longer was the team trying to build every attack from the back. Instead, the emphasis shifted towards basics, solidity and reliability. The coaching staff, it was said, were now looking for a goalkeeper who could offer peace of mind and reduce the uncertainty that had crept into the defensive unit. In that respect, Martinez appears to fit the bill perfectly.